and Wolverine at all. Real quick, sorry for the lack of uploads recently. I've been kind of busy with a new job and with moving into a new apartment. But I'm in my new place now and my computer's unpacked and I should be able to get to the theater more. So you can expect plenty more reviews to come in the following weeks. Hi everyone. Been a few weeks, hasn't it? I know I said I'd get to the theater more, and I'm basically finally in the position I need to be in for that to be a thing that I do. I've just been a lot more busy than I expected with school and with house, just with moving and unpacking stuff. But I think this format here, where I just sort of talk on a camera and I can put like trailer footage here as a visual aid, I think this is gonna work as a sort of format going forward. It's gonna mean I can get to the theater more often and I don't have to worry about getting my review out like the same week for relevance or whatever. I can just see everything I want to see in a month and then I can just talk about everything in one big lump at the end, like I'm gonna do today. Starting with Blink Twice. This is the directorial debut of actress Zoë Kravitz. I actually didn't know that she was involved in the project and that this was her baby until kinda late into the process of finding out about it. I think it was probably like a couple days before I saw it that I found out. And all I can say is, if this is any indication of what she's capable of, this is something to be excited about in terms of future projects from her. The movie is not perfect. It has its issues, but it is absolutely one of the year's strongest offerings, and it is an incredibly strong debut for a filmmaker. I've never been hooked by the title cards in a film before. I don't know. I don't even know how to articulate how clever that choice was. The movie immediately is just making clever and unsettling choices that enforce its tone. And the way it uses sound, the way it uses color, and the spaces within the film to continually enforce that tone. The editing, oh my god, this movie is so well edited. So much of the more psychological aspects of this film entirely rely on the filmmaking and the way information is cut around and what is shown and not shown. This is a movie with a script that really only works if just the backbone of all the performances and all of the acting and all of the filmmaking is there. And I'm pleased to say that backbone is very much there. The performances are terrific, just all around. The filmmaking, as we've said, is very good. Honestly, this is one of the year's best. If it weren't for its ending, I would honestly probably put it in my top 5 for the year, so far anyways. The ending is just, oh man, the ending is real rough. The ending is like the cinematic equivalent of watching the most beautiful gymnastics routine you've seen in your life. Like that gymnast did the flips and they swung around on the beams and they do everything perfectly, and then they just land and they buckle at the knees. Honestly, it's just so sad because this movie would probably almost certainly be like an 8 out of 10 if it weren't for that ending, but that it really puts a dampener on things. That's not to say I don't recommend it though. If anything, the opposite. I recommend it. Some of the strongest out of any movie I've seen this year. If it is playing in theaters near you, you should see it. Although that said, trigger warning. It is the first time I've ever seen a trigger warning in a movie theater, and I'm glad it was there. I can't really say much else without spoiling things. If you're someone who thinks that you getting triggered at all is a possibility, check out like the IMDb Parents Guide or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, this one gets a 7 out of 10. Anyways, next on the list is Twisters. So I haven't seen the original Twisters, but I've actually been excited for this movie pretty much all year. I love me a good popcorn flick. I really do. I especially love me a good popcorn flick that's just based around a fairly simple premise. I can get behind hot people running away from tornadoes. I don't not recommend Twisters, but I don't recommend it either. I came here for hot people and tornadoes and good effects, and I got that, but I also got very bored. The action sequences honestly just straight up aren't particularly entertaining. They have entertainment value as sort of a, wow, look how good this CGI is. The actual just action itself just isn't very exhilarating or entertaining. The biggest thing this movie suffers from is a lack of identity. It just doesn't know what it wants to be. Does it want to be a fun popcorn flick about hot people chasing tornadoes? Does it want to be a more serious action film about the impact of natural disasters on Midwest America? It can't pick a lane like so many blockbusters nowadays, and as a result, it just doesn't drive any of them particularly well. On top of all that, the main character just doesn't have a place in the story. Like, what are they doing here? At the end of the day, this movie is fun to watch if you like Glenn Powell and you think he is hot and charismatic, because if you think that, then you'll probably enjoy his scenes. I did anyways. The actual movie as a whole though, not great. Yeah, this one gets like a 4 or a 5 out of 10. And last and certainly least is fucking Megalopolis. I don't even have notes for that one. This is like a bafflingly terrible movie. I was really fucking excited for this. Not because I was laboring under any sort of delusion that it was going to be good, because that would require me to have been living under a rock. No, the writing's been on the wall for a while, but I was at least hoping it was going to be entertaining. I saw a lot of comments saying stuff akin to, this is like if you gave Neil Breen $100 million. And all I can say is, no, it's not. Because if you gave Neil Breen $100 million, it would be entertaining. This movie is, like, infuriating. It's so far up its own fucking ass, while simultaneously being one of the most just incompetently put together things I've ever seen in my life. The effects are terrible. Everybody is overacting. There's also just this like weird undercurrent of misogyny to just everything. I don't really know how to articulate this one. If you watch the movie, you'll fucking see what I'm talking about. It's weird. The editing is just nonsense. It's bold. I can give it that. But a lot of things are bold. Bold does not mean good. This movie is just an incomprehensible mess. But it's not even a funny, incomprehensible mess. It's just like watching someone who's just elderly and infirm, like, just shit their pants. Like, you just want to help them. I would be shocked if I see something worse this year. Madame fucking Web was better than this. Madame Web was funny. I'd watch Madame Web again. I would not watch this again. Fucking 1 out of 10, half a star. So bad. I don't think you guys understand how bad this movie was. I had plans to see 2 whole other movies that day that I was going to talk about in this video. And it was so bad that I just lost any desire to be in a movie theater for the rest of the fucking day. Do not waste your time on this garbage. 1 out of fucking 10. Anyways, that's all. Hope you enjoyed the video. There's gonna be more stuff in the future, and you should watch it. Oh, what? Wait, wow.